Adobe just killed Adobe Animate, and people across the world are super mad at this because Adobe Animate is used by so many people. It's like an industry standard app. So many animated shows were made using Adobe Animate, like Teen Titans Go, Smiling Friends, My Little Pony were made using Adobe Animate. So this kind of came out of nowhere, where a few days ago, Adobe said they're going to end the life of Adobe Animate and any support for it. So there's no bug fixes or anything. It's just going to be completely unavailable. Like, you can't even download it. It's just going to be unusable. In their original post here, they said that it's existed for over 25 years and has served its purpose well for creating, nurturing, and developing the animation ecosystem. So they posted this at the beginning of February, and they said that they were going to end any support for Adobe Animate on March 1st. So it's a 1 month notice that all this support is going to be ended for this app. But then they did say for most customers, they will still get a year of Animate after that March 1st period, where then after March 1st, 2027, it'll just be unusable permanently. But then for enterprise customers, it's 3 years. So 2029 is technically the final full death date of Adobe Animate. But this is insane because this is such a well-loved tool. Actually, it's Adobe, so is it really well-loved? But so many animated shows were made using Adobe Animate. Like, this tweet here says Teen Titans Go, Smiling Friends, My Little Pony, and El Tiger were made using Adobe Animate. These are some really well-loved shows. Even, wow, I didn't even know Tom and Jerry was Adobe Animate. I had no idea. When I was younger, I used to watch a lot of these shows, like My Little Pony. That's a great show, man. So hearing about this and seeing like what was made using Animate, it's kind of shocking how much well-loved shows were made using this. So for them to just cut it off is insane. And there's been so many YouTube videos of people being like, I went to school for years just to learn this one app, and now it's being taken away from me. Adobe's ruined my career. I've been recommended so many videos, and I'm not even an animator. So this is really crazy that Adobe can just do this, and it's making people realize like, hey, I don't know if we should keep trusting and supporting Adobe. This honestly comes up a lot because Adobe keeps raising their prices, and they are having this weird shift to focus on AI, which is just giving everyone like a big ick. And then also on top of that, if you try to cancel your subscription, you have to pay to cancel it, which is insane. Like, that should not be a thing. Having a cancellation fee is just so greedy and messed up, and it makes me not want to use Adobe anymore. Unfortunately though, I'm so good with Adobe products. Like, I have mastered Premiere and Photoshop and After Effects. But for people who only learned Adobe Animate, they'll have to spend so much more money on other applications to animate their stuff. There's an app called Toon Boom, but it's like $100 a month. It's pretty expensive. At least for me, if you gave me a different software to edit videos, I could definitely do it without really knowing how it works. But most animators, they don't have a lot of options anyway. So if they're locked into Adobe, that's all they could use. So there was so much backlash over this. People were hating on Adobe and their stock price plummeted, but Adobe actually heard everyone and they reverse this change. So they posted this new thing on February 4th. They said they're not going to discontinue or remove access to Adobe Animate, so it'll be available to current and new customers. There is no longer a deadline or date by which Animate will no longer be available, so that's great. But it is being put into maintenance mode, so there won't be any new updates or features, but there will be like security and bug fixes, which is way better. People can still use Animate and still actually access their project files, because before, if they get rid of Animate, you just lose access to all your project files. It's kind of ridiculous. But I think this put a really bad taste in everyone's mouth about the company anyway. It already wasn't good, but this is like pulling a Unity, you know? Unity pushed away game devs, and they never fully ever will recover from that choice. And I feel like this might be another case for Adobe here. But it's good that it's being reversed after backlash, so it's not going away now, but still some crazy stuff.